Get the whole story.
It's time for our Chama doctor. So Usha, tupeleke na rada.
This is the Chama Doctor segment. As you know, pahali popote tukipata tuko na any challenges when it comes to Chama, we always want to help look for a solution. Na leo kutusaidia kutafuta solution, umeona tumefocus sana na story ya Chama na family. Kuna wase wamesema hiyo haiwezi work, ni tricky. Tumecheki venye Steve amekuwa able kuona one that is actually successful. So kutusaidia leo kudiscuss more about Chama within family is Mr. Eric Oyugi, the CEO and founder of Malipo App. Asante sana for making time for us.
Asante sana Usha.
Leo tuko na maswali kadhaa. People out there really have wako na vitu mob sana kuongea kuhusu, just everything to do with Chama. So first and foremost, Chamas within families. Is that a good idea? Is it plausible?
From where we stand, yes, I think it's very plausible. I think that's your bloodline. That's the first people you're supposed to be most comfortable with.
Yes.
I think the core problems that exist within family is their familiarity. Part of it, and the point that in family you don't choose. When you're choosing members of a Chama outside family, you choose certain parameters.
Yes.
All and there's everybody has mind, but in a family, people can be different. Okay. And you have to accommodate everyone. Always sema tutakuwa wawili na need mtume nje as a family, especially if that family unit is close and important. So I think that's the biggest challenge that families get, and therefore there's the rules tend to be a little bit less stringent, and unlike when it is out. And kicking someone out of a Chama kama ni kubwa and it is outside the family is also easy, because we kama utaki, these are our rules of the Chama. Hakuna personal relationship kama utaki kanyaga. Okay? But when you're a family, those decisions are very hard to make. But I think it is still very plausible. From the show, I think we've talked about very successful Chamas that you guys have been able to show, which are within families despite the challenges. So the thing is, how do you just automate most of those things? And how do you build a beautiful bridge that despite the chaos, ziko chini ya bridge, maji na chapa, but you have a beautiful bridge that you'll cross and you get to the other side because the focus is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alafu nataka tukujua kwa hii maneno ya because unaona when it comes now to family, mnaweza kuwa mnachanga towards a certain thing, but you see something happens, an emergency, kuna mtu anakuwa mgonjwa. Sasa how do they go about to make sure that wasi end up because there will always be emergencies.
Yes.
So tutashinda tumesave tunatumia, tunafanyaje ndo ili let's not fall down that hole.
We don't go that path. The best advice I can give in that case is always in your savings, factor in insurance.
Okay.
And that's the role of insurance, to make sure that your savings are not wiped out by an emergency itatokea. Okay? And surprisingly, they're very cheap, and we built such kind of things into systems. We've tried so that we try to secure you from those shocks that can wipe out the savings of a Chama. So kama ni kifo, you can have a welfare fund to help you manage as a family. Okay, you can have a medical package that you can be able to pick to help you manage in case of such emergencies. I think that is the best advice I can give for such scenarios, because these are not only apply to families, it even applies to outside Chamas. Yes.
All right. Na ningependa kujua some of the advantages of being in a family Chama.
The advantages in a Chama, first, family is about cohesion. Okay? So what are the things that can bring a family together? Apart from you guys being able to meet every month or every year. So there are families that develop traditions. So traditions make families very strong. So one of the traditions that I think every family should try to adopt is have a Chama or a saving model together, because that helps each one grow. Okay? So kama ni waka familia and we'll be contributing and how to start a business today, the first place yenye mtu anaweza pata pesa ya kwenda kuanza biashara is from family and friends. Okay? So how do you make sure that you have a family unit where you can go and borrow or take some cash and go start your business to grow as an individual. Okay? If you go across the world and everybody wants to start a business, the first point of capital is always the family. You'll never go to a bank because you don't qualify.
Yes.
So the cheapest source of capital is always family and friends. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important as a tradition that families can be able to build, to help build the cohesion within the family itself, because that's very important.
Alafu na is it advisable treasurer atoke tu kutoka hiyo familia ama sasa mtaleta external?
No, hapo sasa ni malipo. Treasurer ni malipo.
Malipo. We were just actually coming to that. Ulikuwa umesema maneno ya structure. So ningependa uni-explain how exactly tuna ensure that vitu siko automated, alafu tuambe pia malipo sasa kwa situation kama hiyo ya treasurer.
So I think the core why we built Malipo, the app that we tend to think, we tend to say is its main purpose is to automate governance in those family chamas, okay? And governance starts from the point of who becomes the custodian and the treasurer and the accountant in a family chama. So we want to remove that role from an individual and make it to a system, okay? Because that then, all fights that involve money, because that's families can only break up because of that. So how do we make sure that point of friction tumeitoa kabisa? So it's a system that handles that. Badala nikiwa Nairobi, mwingine ako Kiambu, mwingine ako Kisumu, mwingine ako Nyandarua, we still have a visibility about the chama is without having to ngoja tukikutana nyumbani ndio tunaona nani alikuwa anatoa, nani hatoi, ama pesa yetu ilitolewa ikatumika. How do we make sure that that part of our chama is well taken care of from day one? Okay. So that's why we are we advise strongly that you have a system like Malipo to help you do that from day one.
Asante sana Bwana Eric, imekuwa such an enlightening session, yani tumejua vitu mingi, because mimi nilikuwa nashangaa, you see when it comes to family kuna mwenye ana earn mingi, mwenye ana earn kidogo. Mumona we can solve that through shares. We don't have to all contribute the same amount. And similarly kuna pia hizo structure zote zinahitajika, so make sure ndo msikosane na family, you make sure that you do download the Malipo app and have some governing structure and some inspiration from you. Can you imagine Coca-Cola is a family company? Muneza imagine? So leo nataka ku throw it out there for you. Try and be the next Coca-Cola. Try and be the next Samchi Holdings. Yani muneza kwa anything, you know? So mkishikane na familia yenu muone vile mtafanya. And if you have any questions, kwa sababu kumbuka Chama Doctor is always ongoing to help you answer all of your questions, muneza ku reach out on us at our social media handles, that is at Chama Show, Chama with a double A, CHAMAA Show, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on Instagram. Na ikiwa mna shida yoyote mkijaribu ku download Malipo app, you can also reach out on at Malipo app, that is on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, na msaidike. But for now, asanteni sana for watching. We hope mumelan mingi sana na tunataka kusikia stories zenyu za machama zenyu za family.
KTN News. Get the whole story.